Hey, Raider Nation, how are you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the season finale of the Unfiltered Truth on the Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders. I had a John Gruden moment. How you doing, man? How are you guys doing tonight? As always, Phil Jones, Phil Robinson III, here to bring you nothing but the truth. And that's all you guys deserve.
Yo,
So, ladies and gentlemen,
the unfiltered.
we finish 8-8. You know, I heard there was celebration. I heard that, I heard people made this like, hey, we did it. We finished 500. We're going to amount to something now. So what we doing next week, Raider Nation? We going to the playoffs?
I remember that
No.
type of rhetoric getting somebody fired.
You mind reiterating who that was?
I remember when somebody came out and said we're not losers anymore. It cost them their job. I was the offensive line coach who was at that time was the head coach, Tom Cable. And saying that 8-8 made them no longer losers got him fired.
Yeah.
Among other things.
Right. Hey, but real quick, the call line will be open tonight. Yes, it will be open tonight.
For 45 is nothing to celebrate. 7-9 at 7-9 is
we ain't celebrating
nothing to celebrate. What that represents is football purgatory.
Phil, if you don't get this goddamn connection fixed, stop parking on the side of the freeway, bruh. Go fix that camera. You parked on the side of the freeway again. You glitching. You all over the damn place.
Pull up Toronto, making it happen, bringing up old shit.
Phil, you all over the place, bro. What's going on with you?
Clearly, I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, back out, fix your camera. I know you on the side of that road right next to that hobo scratching her ass.
Oh, no, I'm over here by the poodle.
Oh, so you right near the crackhead. Okay, all right, cool. Well, you go fix that right now because you jumping all over the place. But in the meantime, the call line's going to be open, ladies and gentlemen. You get 45 seconds. Don't go being in the extreme level of saying dumb shit, okay? Just keep it real, keep it realistic. The call line, 301-246-6267. Again, our call line tonight is 301-246-6267. I have it at the bottom of the banner. It'll just be going around where you guys can say, oh, wait, there's the number. I'll make it for y'all right now. I hope Phil fixes daggone connection. You know, he's just looking frozen with a lazy eye. Look like Debo.
Which is funny because I just heard everything you just said.
Oh, God. All right, here we go.
Call me now.
That shit. There we go. Scroll. Let's get it to scroll. No? Man, scroll for me. Scroll for me, baby. There we go.
There it is.
Scroll, honey. You gotta scroll, honey. Ladies be calling that man, let me tell you something, man. Everybody be calling the call line.
Everybody wants to get a little bit of the unfiltered truth.
Yeah. Man, this has been an up and down season, you guys. We get to the point where it's mediocrity. You get to a point where you thought there's going to be change and there's no change. Well, I can't say that for everything because the defense is getting changed up. So there's hope there.
You'd like to believe that the defense cannot continue to be as bad as they are or collectively get worse than they have been.
See, well, here's my point. And I made a tweet last night. I think before the game. I said Raiders total defense, they're 24th. Everybody's looking at points were what?
29th, 31st.
29th or 30th. It's 30. Yeah, it was 30th. So you look at that, you're like, oh, that's terrible. That's the whole defense right there. It's not just that. When you look and dissect this defense, the first half of the season, bro, Gunther does not know what he's doing. We all know that. It gets down to the point where why hasn't he been fired? And then you continue to see the defense giving up not just 30 points, but 40 points now. Now, everybody on Raider Twitter, everybody's ready, or, on Facebook, in our groups, everybody's saying, or, I'm not even going to just limit to those. I'm just going to say everybody all around in Raider Nation, everybody is dropping the 400% blame on the defense.
Of course.
We hear sometimes it goes both ways, and it does go both ways. The first part with the defense, it goes on some of the players, but it mainly goes to your coaching staff. You should have had a coach that knew how to teach. You allowed this to go on for 3 years. 3 years of having a coach not knowing how to teach his system to his players. So my whole thing is this. Now, we always talk about Raiders going to other teams and producing. Maybe these players are not bad. Maybe they're not trash. Now, I'm going to say Nevin Lawson, he got to get the hell out of here. Nevin Lawson's hot shit.
If he can get on a different team, then let him.
I told y'all. No, he wasn't even good for the damn Lions. The Lions media told me, they were like, Phil, you might not want him. He's not that good. Nevin Lawson is the poor man's version of DJ Hayden. I'm going to say this once more for everybody to understand, and he can hear it too. Nevin Lawson is the poor man's version of DJ Hayden.
Oh, man.
I think overall with this defense, with the players, there was so much frustration, confusion. You go back and you listen to what Will Compton said. So many things moving back and forth. You had over 23 plays just for third down. So you don't know what's going on. Now you get rid of him. Well, before you get rid of him, we're gonna get rid of what Paul Gunther was running, and then literally we get right to it. Paul Gunther is running something else. It looks all right. It looks pretty good. You know, it's not sexy. It's not amazing, but it's on a point where it should be bend but don't break. But we get back to maybe 2-3 games down the stretch. He goes back to running the same shit again. He runs the same shit again. And you know what happens, ladies and gentlemen? We're getting our ass smacked back and forth again. Nobody knows where they're going. At this point, when he went back to that first play, basically on the Kansas City game, he went back to that same defense. He thought, oh, you know, I've been able to stop them. Nah. See, he should have been fired then. Now, you get
fired after Tampa Bay.
No, he should have been fired at the beginning of the season, ladies and gentlemen. So, you have Rod Marinelli come in. Rod Marinelli, he has the Chargers game the same week. He's getting put at defensive coordinator.
3 days.
You only really have 2 days to prep.
With no practice time at that. Not even just 2 days to prep, but they didn't even have they got what, 1 day a walkthrough?
Let's see. Then, let's see. You got all your players out because of COVID. You got a Saturday game. Damn, you got another short. That's really technically another short week. And then here comes finally your last game of the season. That's Sunday. Yeah, you finally get a full week of practicing. It's bend but don't break the whole time. I'm just going to say this. Dissecting what went on with this defense when Marinelli took over, I'm going to say this. That wasn't all of Marinelli's defense. Marinelli, I think what he did, he still left some of the logic that Gunther had, where the players were still kind of familiar with, and he didn't try to create any confusion amongst them. But it had to be tore down at the beginning of the season. If you want to put blame on Marinelli with the D-line, you need to be slapped. That means you don't understand football. Because whatever a defensive coordinator scheme is, and he's giving that to his D-line coach, he wants them to run that. It's not Marinelli running them like, oh, you're going to run my stunts that I used to have my D-lineman run. No, I'm running the stunts that the defensive coordinator wants to run. So if you heard that the D-line struggling because of Marinelli, no, that's not even on him. That's on the shit show he came into. Marinelli tried to turn a shit sandwich into a 7-Eleven hoagie. That shit is not easy. The question is now, as the season ends, you're still gonna keep Marinelli. I'm gonna let you guys know Marinelli is gonna stay another year. But the question is, where is he gonna be at? Is he gonna be your defensive coordinator, or is he gonna be back at your D-line coach? Now, Raiders look like they're trying to go full all in with Gus Bradley at defensive coordinator, from what I'm gathering. So, Gus Bradley with the Chargers, everybody wants to say, well, I'm not sold on that. Gus Bradley, as well as Rod Marinelli, literally had a top 10 defense or top 15 defense. So Phil, How do you feel about that if we end up going with Gus Bradley?
If we go with Gus Bradley, so what you have to remember about Gus Bradley is while you said the Chargers, you also have to go back to the Jaguars. Gus Bradley was killing it with the Jaguars with his defense when they were challenging for the playoffs and doing all of that stuff and looking like they were actually some contenders. With the Chargers, he's had that defense be good enough to keep them afloat, keep them in games, and have multiple Pro Bowlers. Their secondary players are usually some of the top players at their respective positions because they're coached so well, because that cover three and that man coverage scheme that they run works so well for them, and they're aggressive with what they do, and they get their hands on receivers, they challenge routes. Basically, they do everything that you would want your young Raider DBs to be able to do. And most importantly, Bradley takes young guys and molds them. He takes veterans and tears them down to the studs and rebuilds them back up. What we have not seen is a lot of player development. Players are expected to come in. If they're rookies, they were expected to pick up Gunther's scheme, or they were idiots and couldn't do anything and were busts, and these guys can't play. If they were veterans, they were brought in and they were told, this is what we're doing, this is where I'm going to put you, and I know that you normally do this, but I think you'd be great at this, only to find out that they weren't. Like, as I've said earlier, being married to the scheme is not coaching. Being married to the scheme makes you a chalkboard genius. If you can't communicate your scheme or get people to execute it, you are doing nothing but wasting your time, their time, and the entire fan base's time, because at the end of you not being able to communicate your scheme, teach it, or get guys to be able to execute it, we now have to fire you, find a new guy to A, see if he can do something with the guys that are there, or B, come in, clean house, and start all over again. The Raiders have invested a lot of draft capital in the defense. Regardless of how you may feel about Arnett, Abram, Farrell, Crosby, they have put a lot into this defense. These guys can play. I've said it all year long, and I'll continue to say it. These guys can play. They didn't go out and beat the Chiefs because they suck. Yes, Derek Carr the offense put up 40, had one of their best games, best showings of the season. So what? Nobody else has beaten the Chiefs. Excuse me. The end of the year when they benched everybody. So nobody else has beaten the Chiefs starters. And they nearly did it twice.
Yeah, and that's why I come down to the point where I'm like, the Raiders should have been in the playoffs. It's just that I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. We knew the defense was terrible, but I look at other teams that gave up about 29.9 points a game. I look at the Titans. The Titans were struggling on defense, and they were giving up a lot of points. They finished 10-6? Or no, they finished 11-5. They finished 11-5. You look at that, and I'm just going to say this. They won their division. You look at what we had, you had to take your offense to the next level. You had to be willing to take the offense to the next level. And that's why I look at John Gruden, where there's a disconnection here. You look like a hot elite offense, but then come towards the second half of the season, you guys are slowing down when you shouldn't be. And that's a problem. You have what? A pro, you got an elite tight end. You had a Pro Bowl running back. You had wide receivers. You had Ruggs. You had Aguilar. You had Renfro.
Edwards, Zay Jones.
Now, this is what gets me with John Gruden. Why did you leave Jason Witten, slow as shit, old as hell, as your number 2 tight end? Well, you have Foster Moreau right here, and Foster.
I can answer that. I can answer that easy.
Okay.
I can answer that easy. If you look at the way that John Gruden talks about Jason Witten, you rewind it and you look at Mark Davis talk about John Gruden, and they got the same starstruck look in their eyes. Just, oh, this guy is awesome. This guy is great. We got to have this guy. John Gruden probably told Jason Witten that he would get him the career starts record and did it. The record that Witten broke on Sunday.
You know,
Sundays. We talk about the 8-8 record, and we talk about the win, and there are a lot of people who are happy, a lot of people who are celebrating. And the reality was that Sunday was about individual statistics. Waller broke Tim Brown's record. Witten broke Tony Gonzalez's record. Josh Jacobs became the first Raider running back to go for 1,000 and back in the first 2 seasons of his career.
All right. Man.
And at the end of all of that, they're still 8-8, no playoffs. We went from no excuses to now it's the end of the year. Let me go ahead and unload every single one of them that I've been hanging on to.
But, you know, it's a funny thing. Like you just said, no excuses. Everybody, fans all said no excuses. No, we're going all in, whatever it takes. And here we are making every damn excuse out the book. And this is just sad. And this is why, not this past Sunday, but the other week, I put that tweet out. Commitment to mediocrity. I mean,
let me ask you a question, Phil. What the hell do you know? You never won a Super Bowl. They know football over there, okay? And that football is good football, all right? And we need to stop listening to you tell us that this is not good football. Derek Carr is our leader. Derek Carr is our hero. Career best. Career best.
You know, I'm ready to have some fun with this right now. I'm really ready to have some fun with this.
So, before you get us banned in more third world countries with your videos.
Oh, I wasn't doing any videos, bro. I was just gonna, name some things I've heard.
Oh, please.
Oh God, and it's like it is. We talk about a player having the win-loss record, a quarterback having the win-loss record on their career stats. But when it comes down to comeback wins, yeah, that's all him. That's all him right there.
All him.
Which one is it? Somebody tell me. Which one is it?
We lose as a team, but we got to come from behind victory. That's all him. Watching that game against if I may, for just a moment, watching that game against the Broncos was this. The day, literally, after Derek Carr was named the starter going into 2021, he went out, had a mediocre showing. He ended up having 371 yards after lucking out with a couple bombs. He missed receivers all game long, threw terrible passes, because you got to think that interception to Waller that most people who love Derek Carr will tell you that, that hit him in the hands. He's got to catch that. Darren Waller is 6'6". His arms are without a doubt at least 3.5 to 4 feet long by themselves. Maybe 3.5 would probably be about right. Meaning, if he's got to jump up and reach for a ball, that ball is literally 10 to 12 yards in the 10 to 12 feet in the air. And yes, he's a big dude, very big target. But throwing 10 to 12 yards in the air is not accuracy.
Well, Phil, I guess everyone forgot about his groin injury. It was ruled significant, but he played through that, man. Y'all, I don't think y'all get that, But you got to remember, he won his 21st career game-winning drive. 21st. But y'all want Mariota.
A backup quarterback that lost in his only opportunity.
See, that's my thing.
But if we're talking about Carr, it's the defense's fault. When we're talking about the backup quarterback, it's his fault. Never mind the fact that the backup quarterback had been absolutely boat racing the Chargers defense that had no answer for him whatsoever. And the only limiting factor, the only reason that he didn't go in to score the touchdown and win the game in overtime was because rather than go for the throat, go for the win, play to win the game, his coach decided for some unforeseen, ungodly reason, with 4 plays at the 5-yard line, none of them were going. He was not going to call a single play where a single member of his offense was in the end zone at any point during those plays.
I'll give you another example. That screenplay, that tight end screen to Waller, mind you, I'm going to tell you this. It's too damn obvious that you're going to do a screenplay to your tight end. You do it more to him than your running back or your wide receivers. So your linebackers, everybody is weighing down that one area. You see that, oh shit, I can't go there. Turn the head back. Guess who you got wide open? Hunter Renfrow. And this is on 1st and goal. And we talk about our red zone offense not looking good. And I'm gonna just tell you this. And I think I still have it because I'm not the only one that sees this. And I really need folks to truly understand this. Because Phil, there are folks that don't believe this. Our quarterback, listen, I want everybody to hear this shit right now. Our quarterback has complete control at the line. It's not he's on a leash. It's not he's running script because he hasn't ran script since the first 2 weeks of the season. John gave him complete control, gave him the keys. when you're saying that, oh, we're not seeing enough Ruggs running slants, but when you look at the chart, he's running them. Everybody's saying, oh, we didn't see Brian Edwards all year because he was injured the entire season. No, he wasn't. It's the personnel that your quarterback wants out there. And I'm going to tell you this. No, Michael, you didn't miss that much, homie. You didn't miss that much. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Your quarterback had full control of this offense. So when it came down to the red zone, it 100% really didn't have anything to do with our head coach and the play calling. It really had to do with who's checking in or checking out of it. Now you had plays set up to run the ball. All of a sudden, towards the end of the fourth quarter, you decide to use the running plays for Josh Jacobs because you're down in the game and you know you're not sure about making majority of your passes in the end zone. We done seen balls thrown away too many times, and that's been the story these last couple of games. Now, John trying to rely on the defense, that Miami game, that's going to haunt him all offseason. I hope it does.
It should.
And I would say that is on him. When you come back to the overtime game with the Chargers, that is on John.
Yep.
But when you have your prime quarterback in trying to play with a bad groin and can't run, what do you think is going to happen? Now, I went back and looked at the game, and I looked at all 22 this morning, and he had a clean pocket most of the game. It's just he held on to the ball too long. Now, I can sit here, rinse and repeat the same damn thing about this, but
been saying it for weeks.
I'm going to just say this. That's what you're going to have going into 2021, and that's your quarterback. So
the last comment, please.
Yeah.
When we talk about stats, when you hear all of the good that he's done, that's the stat that you don't hear about, that Carr committed nearly 20 turnovers by himself.
So, like I said,
buckle up for 2021, fellas. You're in for a long road.
Everybody said we need a top 10 defense. We're about to see if you can still continue to go forward with this offense, with him at helm, and then you get a guy like Gus Bradley as your defensive coordinator. Because like I said, the problem was finishing these last five to 6 games of the season. It wasn't yards.
Nope.
It was your red zone.
Yep.
That short, small field.
Yep.
It wasn't Carr throwing those deep bombs or all that. It was you being in the red zone and him not executing.
Yep.
These are the plays that you are comfortable with going with, and you chose, you chose those plays that you want to go with, and that's what happens. This is logic, ladies and gentlemen. This is not bashing. This is logic. This is trying to help you understand the terminologies of what truly goes on in an NFL offense, on an NFL, just on the field. I have sat in booths. I have interviewed players and coaches, and I went back to some of the coaches that I've known and said the same damn thing. So am I going to listen to, and not trying to disrespect who chats with me. We can always have logical opinions and we can always have logical debates between man, woman, man, or whatever it is. But when I'm getting information from someone that is coaching in the league, and I'm trying to pass this knowledge on to you so you can get the full truth and not trying to figure out what's going on to the left-hand corner, and then you're trying to put together stats and numbers, and you sound like a conspiracy theorist. I'm trying to help you.
Well, you can't help everybody.
To help you too.
You can't help everybody. As you can see with old Freddie P down here at the comment section, the Raiders were averaging 27 points a game. Not 30, tough guy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We could go back and forth. The reality is this. There is a glaring, monumental need to get defensive help, defensive coaching help, defensive personnel help, defensive attitude adjustments, player attitude adjustments, a glaring need for all of that on the defensive side of the ball.
They need the blood of Christ too.
It's supposed to strengthen us all, and they can.
I told you go off that side road, bro. You just stuttering. Wow. Yeah, your connection sucked ass. That's how you sound right there, man. You just sound like Here, this is what I'm gonna do. Cause it's
right
even
on.
Yeah, your timing's off. There he goes. Smart man. He figured it out. I keep telling him he can't be doing this show on the side of the freeway with someone like, hey, what's your Wi-Fi password? Postcards get you first downs. That was 2017, like, dude, totally 2017. Look, I'm going to say this. The defense, I'm going to say what you need. You're going to need 2 new safeties, okay? 2 new safeties, because you can't go Eric Harris as a starter anymore. I like Jeff Heath, but Jeff Heath, it ain't enough. If you're running Gus Bradley's defense, maybe Gus Bradley can do something to Abrams like he did Derwin James, moved him around. And when James was moving around all over the place, come up like a linebacker, that shit was madness. Raiders need to get 2 safeties. You can get Marcus Maine, and then you can draft a safety as well. And I think that's the smartest thing to do. The next thing is this. The Raiders need to go on and grab your ass an edge rusher in this draft. Edge rusher and a defensive tackle. You want a defensive tackle that is going to run, going to create pressure, and cause the quarterback's life a living hell. And I'm going to give you guys a prime example of one. He didn't play this year, but he stuck out to me. Oh, Phil's back? Oh, let's see.
At least for the time being, right?
All right, there's Caveman Valentine. All right, so
the shadow speaks.
If we want a good defensive tackle, Phil, I say we look at Pitt. Go and get you Jalen Twyman.
What about the kid from Georgia?
Oh, you can also look at him, but Twyman apparently broke a certain person's sack record.
Oh.
I want you to think about that really clear, ladies and gentlemen.
With a shortened senior year, he broke that record?
How can I put this? 6'2", 291. He could probably put on an extra 10 pounds, probably be at 300.
Don't need to.
And oh yeah, he represents the DC area, the DMV. I'm telling you this, your best D lineman be coming out of my area, bro.
Linebackers too.
Y'all better put some respect on it. Put some respect on it. But
it's because y'all be eating.
Yeah, no, he actually did. This guy actually did this his sophomore year. See if I can find his numbers too. You remember a guy named Aaron Donald playing for Pitt?
Never heard of
this
him.
Guy.
What's he ever done?
Jalen Twyman did the same damn thing. So you tell me this. Would you take a guy that is in the same, that's trying to get in the same category as Aaron Donald? Lean, he's built, he's fast, he can move all over the line. Would you consider a guy like that drafting?
No. Because I want the coach that coached both of them. Because if he can duplicate that production with two different guys, he can do it again. And he can do it with our guys.
Well, here's the thing. He works out with Aaron. If you always see those all-season workouts with Aaron Donald, it's Twyman that's been working out with him. I mean, he's trying to replicate the same shit that Aaron is doing.
If it works, it works.
So when I'm saying, with this man, you draft him and get this on your D line, this is gonna be hella interesting. A guy that's about, I'm not Aaron Donald, but you know I can put up Aaron Donald numbers on your D line. I like that shit.
I'm better than Aaron Donald because I broke his records. I fixed it for you. There you go. Continue.
I don't need Aaron Donald coming up breaking through my door saying, "What you say about my records?"
You look him in the face and tell him the truth. This dude broke your records.
Hey, look, I got you. You know how Day was moving from Baby D? I'm gonna have to do all that shit, bro. Come on. I ain't trying to do that, bro. But I'm gonna tell you another thing. When you look at the offense, when it comes to the draft, Josh Jacobs needs help. Josh Jacobs can still be your 1,000-yard back, but he needs another solid running back to accompany him. Now, everybody's going to say Najee Harris. I think Najee Harris is going to be gone by then.
Long gone.
How about you take Stevenson from Oklahoma? If you look at how Stevenson does his running, he's kind of like how Le'Veon Bell is. He will wait for his hole to open up, and once he finds that hole, boom. He's going to hit you right in your nose, and he's going to run downfield, and he can't be stopped. The thing is, the Raiders need another bigger back to accompany Josh Jacobs. He's just taking too much wear and tear. Too much. Let's get him some. That's the one that needs some help. He needs some support in that backfield. Now I know that Devontae Booker did what he could do. He was pretty good trying to revitalize his career from being in that shit show of Denver. But I need a guy that, to be honest, you could actually keep Devontae Booker and then just cut ties with Jalen Richard. But I'm going to say this. Go on and draft another running back. A solid 2.
I'm watching a lot of Josh Jacobs slander here on the timeline. Josh Jacobs is not elite. Those 10 touchdowns that he got says otherwise. It's 4th in the league. The 1,000-yard season that he had is 8th in the league on a down year for running backs to boot. The as a whole,
Yeah, this motherfucker go with his damn connection. And I'm saying this live on everywhere I can hear it, and your connection is going out again. You had one job, Robinson. Your connection sucks. You look like a big burly woman making that face right there. Is it raining where you at?
Something like that, wind blowing and all types of stuff, and I have to sit here and stare at you, and my computer refuses to buffer when they look at your ugly mug.
I know you're not talking about ugly.
I'm beautiful.
The only person that's going to say that to you is your mama.
Well, when we can't tell if your eyes is open or is your teeth smiling because you got so much of a shadow and your own little shit going, I'd be the last person to be talking shit. So why don't you open your eyes right now?
Say something, K-Man Valentine. Them shitting on them damn shit locks.
But you look like you in a cave right now, bruh. Get some lighting.
In a cave, my ass, kiss my ass, motherfucker. Sitting in the damn car on the fucking freeway. Man, get the hell out of here with that bullshit.
Old Buckshot Jones.
Hey, keep on before I get Carl's love on you. He's going to hit you with an unseasoned taco. Look. So those are things you can look at in the draft. I'm just saying, if you're going in the draft, your main focus should be a safety, a D tackle, an edge rusher, and a running back.
Defense.
I said majority defense.
Did I say D?
There you go, glitching. I'm about to just get rid of you.
You think about
Jesus Christ. I want to kick you so bad from this because your connection is terrible. Terrible tonight. On the season finale, terrible.
Can't get out of here fast enough, just like the Raiders' performance against the Broncos.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, your connection is mediocre. But I'm going to say this. Corey, you said guard possibly. They got John Simpson. I like John Simpson a lot. He's going to develop and become a little bit better than what he was in his rookie year. He learned a lot being thrown in the fire. So I feel like he's going to be able to bounce back, and he's probably going to be able to mature from that spot. Or what's going to end up happening, they keep Denzel Good, and he just takes over that spot. Now, the big question is, what's going to happen with Trent Brown? Trent Brown, I'm going to be real. I think he's going to end up staying.
Does he take a pay cut?
No. After the shit that happened with the IV,
they keep
no, you don't even ask for that. The situation that happened with that IV back in Cleveland, you don't even ask for a pay cut.
Lawsuit waiting to happen.
You go back and look at the situation with Trent over in that was with Washington. So you got to look at that right there. But the other thing I also say is this. And we're gonna do a draft special. You know, hopefully Rona's not extremely psycho killer bad, where things can kind of come back to some normalcy. Some of you motherfuckers start wearing a damn mask and not being ignorant. You know, maybe I could be at the draft and cover it from there. But I doubt that's going to happen this year. But, you know. But yeah, like I said, I see Denzel staying. I see Trent Brown staying on that O-line. They're going to work some things out. I mean, this team, you're also getting another, and that's the other thing. We're getting another game added on to the season. So they're going to play, you're going to have technically 18 weeks, but you're going to play 17 games. So this is my thing. If I'm the Raiders, you can't be jumping and gloating around about 8-8 right now, where you might be going 9-8. I mean, you go 9-8, that's fucking terrible. You might be going 10-7. Like, you have to play. Raiders are going to have to play better than what they're doing. Raiders are going to have to start blowing out teams on offense. It can't just go into a conservative route where you just run the ball. Fuck that shit. You're going to have to play these teams. If you're up 24-3, 24-10, you need to be up 38-10. You got to get high scoring, and it has to stay consistent. And that's on your offense executed, and that's on your head coach. It's on all of them right there. Well, if you ain't wearing masks, then you know you're really putting a lot of people at risk, bro. Come on, that's really... Come on, man. You ready to give out these final grades, Phil?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's.
Phil? Can you hear me? Dude, you got to get your connection fixed, bro. I can't believe I'm having this talk with you.
Yes.
Like I said,
I'm waiting on
the damn connection.
Yeah.
Get that connection fixed, bro. Anywho.
Yes, I can.
Final grades here. I'm going to just read it off.
Next season, we'll do the show when I'm actually at home.
Well, you know, talk to some people about that, you know?
That I'm trying to come home from work.
Hey, that ain't my fault, bro. So let's start on your offensive side of the ball. And I'm just going through starters, basically, who we saw for more than, and even like players that are like number 2s, number 3s, that we saw for more than what, 4 or 5 games. Derek Carr, I'm going to give him a B. Phil? I'm going to give him a B average for this season. If you take away the 17 really, if you take away the fumbles that he had, could have been a different outcome. B minus, I could rock with that too. Josh Jacobs, I give him about a B plus. Looked like he was playing banged up all year, and he still managed to get 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, and makes the Pro Bowl. You look at Alec Ingold. I gave him an A. Solid blocking. Came in, been hurt, took care of business when he needed to. When it comes down to our wide receivers, Nelson Aguilar, I give him a B plus for the limited role he came into. Still had some of those little drop problems. Ruggs, I give Ruggs a C plus. The limited amount of work he had. He wasn't involved as much. He should have been involved more than what he was. Hunter Renfrow, I give him a B plus. Always clutch when you need him, especially on third and Renfrow. Yeah, I'm thinking about giving Robinson an F on that damn connection tonight because that was woo, buddy. But yeah, Ruggs, I'm gonna give him about a C plus for the year. Brian Edwards, I'm gonna give him about a C. The reason why I'm throwing these C's, the limited amount of work, limited amount of snaps and getting available, getting open and whatnot. Your tight ends, Darren Waller, he got an A plus right off the bat. Jason Witten, I gave him a D because this was a wasted spot for the number 2 position. It should have been Foster Moreau at the number 2 spot. And when Foster Moreau came in and got open, I would give Foster Moreau a C plus to a B because he came in and executed right away. You threw him the ball, he got open, and he made plays. So, O-line, Colton Miller, I give him an A minus. There were some things I noticed. He's still doing that first step, leaning early, where it's given away that, you're going to take that first step to cover the interior inside versus worry about on the outside. And that got him in a little bit of trouble. Richie Incognito, I gave him that's an NA, but Denzel Good, I gave him an A. For coming in the role at right tackle and guard, he did a hell of a job. As always, Rodney Hudson, I gave him an A plus. He is all pro, and he got snubbed by the Pro Bowl. That was some BS right there. Gabe Jackson, I gave him an A minus. He took care of business on his pass blocking. There's a few things he missed, but he did pretty good. Trent Brown, I gave him about I gave him a C. I gave him a C. He was not available enough. It was availability that really got me. Brandon Parker, I gave him B minus. Well, yeah, you know what, Phil? Yeah, we can say that we gave Brown an incomplete. I would literally give Brandon Parker for the role he had to come in for those games. I give him a B minus to a C. Uh, Sam Young, that's a C. That's a C minus right there. When it comes down to the defense, Jesus Christ, help me. Y'all gotta help me with this one, bro, because this is just terrible. Max Crosby, I gave him a B minus. Cleveland Farrell, I gave him a C. I'm not even explaining why I gave him that shit. Malik Collins, I gave him an F. Jonathan Hankins, I gave him a C plus. Maurice Hurst, I had him about a C plus. He didn't get the limit. He didn't get the reps that he should have gotten. Arden Key, I gave him a D minus. Linebackers, Corey Littleton, I gave him a D. Nick Kiwakowski, I gave him a B minus. Nicholas Morrow, I gave him a B plus. Raekwon McMillan finally coming in, I gave him a C. Crosby, I gave him a B minus. Trayvon Mullen, I gave him a C plus. Nevin Lawson, I gave him an F. Isaiah Johnson, I gave him a C minus. Damon Arnett, I gave him a D. Keyshawn Nixon got an F. Mick Robertson got an incomplete. Oh, yeah. Carl Nassib, I gave him a C. No D minus for Lawson. He got an F. Okay? When it comes to our safeties, Harris got an F. Abrams got a F. Heath, I gave him a C minus. Levitt, I gave him incomplete because he just came in for that short time. My special teams, I gave them I gave them a B. Special teams got a B. So when you look at these grades, if this is a full grade GPA, this team is basically a 2.5 GPA. Coaching? Oh shit. Here it comes. Well, first off, Paul Gunther got an F. John Gruden, I gave him a C. Special teams, I gave them a B. Rich, I say his name, damn. I keep fucking up his name. I gave him a B. But yeah, defense, they got an F, basically. Overall, this team is like, if this was a GPA, this team got a 2.5 GPA. Offensively, when it comes down to it, because of Tom Cable and what he did, and some of the plays that and what John did with play calling and whatnot, I will give him a B. But coaching as in general for John Gruden, I gave him a C. Because you came in and said, we're going to beat the virus. We're going to make sure we don't end up on this COVID list. damn, did you fail right there? You made so many excuses as a head coach, it didn't make any damn sense. Your ego is getting in the way where it's basically clouding your judgment, and it's causing you to struggle to lead this team to the playoffs. You were 6-3, and then you fell to 8-8. Think about that. You were 6-3, and you fail to finish on a high note. Y'all, the Raiders got a lot of shit to do. Just because you won last night, there's so much they have to do. And it's not even funny. They need to do a full revamp of this defense. There are some things that need to be discussed offensively and how you're going to distribute the ball to these weapons that you guys, everybody was screaming and complaining for, and you're not getting the weapons out like you should. So until these things are fixed correctly, the Raiders could be 7-10. They could be 8-9 or 9-8. The Raiders have to be a double-digit winning team to get in the playoffs starting in 2021. It can't just be single digits, because you just make a 1-win difference. That shit ain't cutting it. And if you thought that shit was cute, it really isn't. So that's my thing. It's been fun, you guys. I love you guys a lot. Me and Phil Robinson, we enjoy each and every one of you guys. And we'll still continue to do our stuff with the Unfiltered Truth. Entertainment-wise, it could be NBA, it could be anything. But we're going to keep our shows still going. Remember, like I said, if you're interested in watching other shows for IE Sports Radio, it's here. So if you're interested in volleyball shows, Turan Rodriguez, check his show out, bro. Y'all got to give this man love. This man has been the real MVP with help getting the show program set up for us. I got to give mad love to Mr. Rodriguez. He was the brains of the outfit on that meme that caused a firestorm. But like I said, this is the cool thing. We got some sponsorships, all right? Legacy Financial. Appreciate you guys giving us a sponsorship. It's been a tough year. However, stay positive, keeping your faith, and continue to work hard is the goal. If you're in a financial struggle, you guys, at the moment, you need someone to help, call 951-732-0130 or 510-928-2104 to book your appointment now. Andrew and I are just two people on a mission to help families build a legacy together. You can find their Twitter and Instagram account, Legacy Uncut on Twitter, and Instagram Sims_Uncut. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, go on and give IE Sports Radio a follow. It's on Twitter. I got it in my link. Go on and hit them up. IE Sports Radio's on Instagram, Facebook, and then check out the website, iesportsradio.com. This has been a fun ride with the fans this year. I really enjoyed interacting with each and every one of you guys. And like I said, I'm covering the basketball league for Creating Young Minds. And remember, like I said, you guys can give them a follow on Twitter, CYM Basketball, and on IG, CYM.Louisville Leopards, and Facebook, CYM B-Ball. It's a new basketball league. They use the EuroLeague rules. And I'm going to tell you this. It's a physical game. It's not all that flopping and fouling that you usually see in any NBA game. So I'm just going to say this. Give this league a look. If you give this league a look, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be worth it. And if you want to watch the games, check it out. creatingyoungminds.uscreen.io. They'll have you set up where you can watch the live games. They start back up this weekend. I will be putting up info on the games that are coming up, and I will be doing shows for them as well. I'll be bringing some of the players on as well. And these are some players that I actually played in the NBA. And when I got my first glimpse on the games the other 2 weeks ago, I was mind blown. And I feel like this league should be expanding out, not just in Texas, but it should be spreading all through the East Coast and West Coast. So there are other leagues starting to form, just like how we had with like the XFL. So you guys stay tuned. There's going to be some greatness being created down the road. And as always, if you missed the show, if you're trying to recap it, you can go on our YouTube page, The Unfiltered Truth. Give that a subscribe. You can recap all the shows that you missed. You guys can find me on Twitter, Phil Jones NFL. I will be still working on Raider content, but I will be working on Washington football content. And if things go well, I might be covering the Ravens next year. So we'll see how things go. So other than that, you guys take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your evening as always. And love one another. I'm Phil Jones. Phil Robinson was in the comment section with his glitchy connection. This is The Unfiltered Truth. I'm out.